Welcome to the HiFLEX Health and Performance Podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Chelsea Smith, here to guide you through all things physical therapy and whole body health. At HiFLEX, we believe the Almighty God designed us to move, heal, and thrive. Join me as we dive into pain relief, post-surgical rehab, life lessons, and key insights I share with my patients every day. Let's move better, heal stronger, and live fully. All right, welcome to episode 5. So today is going to be a pretty quick one, and it's just a quick tip on how to calm down. I give this one pretty often to patients, or I at least talk about it with patients in the sense of if you feel up, stressed, pain is up, we got to tap into the central nervous system a little bit, and that's just such a fancy way, and really depending on what corner of the internet you live in, maybe you've seen central nervous system hacks or vagus nerve hacks. There's all sorts of things out there, and I am not someone who's about to ever poo-poo on people looking on YouTube or the internet for helpful tips, because these days there are so many good providers, great providers that are putting information on the internet. So as long as it's not harmful and you're not hurting yourself, have at. But all that to say, some people have never heard of this, and so I wanted to give a quick, just a maybe not even, we'll say 5 minutes and less, way to just calm yourself down. So first couple things that I want to go over is just a connection between breathing, your vagus nerve, your diaphragm, your upper traps, and your stress level. So most people, when I talk about if they're stressed, they're like you can already see them rolling their shoulders back, and they're talking, oh yeah, by the end of the day, I have all this tension up in my neck, and I think I carry my stress in my neck, and that's a ton of people, and there's a lot of reason why specifically it goes to the neck, and that is because the upper trap is innervated by a nerve called your spinal accessory nerve, and it's a cranial nerve. Well, so is your vagus nerve, and they share a little bit of communicating pathway, we'll call it. We'll just keep things very kind of basic. So when we are feeling that stress, and we get kicked into a fight or flight versus rest and digest, which is all regulated by the vagus nerve, it can send kind of a more excitatory signal, if you will, through the channel that connects motor to your upper traps. So if you're not following with me, what I'm meaning is basically if you are looking at the nervous system and you're looking at which channels end up talking where, when there is a lot of input on one, sometimes it'll trickle over into another one. So what we want to do when we're feeling dysregulated or feeling stressed is we want to be able to try and even just feel a muscular relaxation in the upper traps by way of breathing. The diaphragm, and I'm trying to give you guys the best overall visual without actually giving you a visual, is a dome shaped sitting underneath your lungs. And when you inhale, it is supposed to draw down, pulling space, like pulling air into your lungs. Your pelvic floor should also be pushing down. So if you're thinking of your body like a big canister, the top portion, when you inhale, comes down and the bottom pushes down. And then same thing, when you exhale, your diaphragm domes up more into the lungs, helping push air out of your lungs, and your pelvic floor can lift in. That's just a basic visual of what's going on. What typically gets out of whack is that instead of doing that, we will hold tension places and we'll start to breathe from our scalenes, the muscles in the front of your neck. When we start doing that, we can start to just impact other systems. So in the scalenes, there's a nerve that runs right between the front and the middle one called your dorsal scapular nerve. When that gets all irritated, then you can start getting this burning or irritation that goes down that upper corner of your shoulder blade where everybody wants me to smash my thumb. And it's because that nerve does motor to the levator scapula and the rhomboids. And so if we're starting to see this whole pattern of, okay, the upper traps are getting more of a signal, and now we are using our scalenes, which can end up irritating and compress more on the dorsal scapular nerve. So then you're getting irritation where that supplies motor, which is on that back corner of the shoulder blade, that top, if it's my right shoulder blade I'm talking about, it's that top left corner where that muscle attaches there and then goes up to the side of your neck. So then we just have this whole cascading of events where if you have neck issues, now maybe your neck is getting a little bit more flared, and all of this could be stemming from stress and breathing and your vagus nerve having a little dysregulation. So all of that preface is to say that this hack, if you will, is you're going to be laying on your back. I call it just a 90-90. A lot of people call it 90-90, where your legs are propped up on something so that your hip is at a 90-degree angle and your knees are at a 90-degree angle, and even your ankles if you would like. While you're laying there, you're going to put your fingers on your neck, on your scalene muscles. And where these are is right above your collarbone. So if you are putting your fingers on your neck right above your collarbone, and right now while I'm talking, I can feel mine activate a lot more. But what you want to do is while you're laying there, you want to practice taking just nice, slow, deep breaths and not feeling your scalenes. So if you're sitting there taking a nice deep breath, as deep as you can take it, and you feel these muscles activating, you want to take all of your focus and put it on expanding that canister that we were just talking about by way of 360 through the bottom of your rib cage is how I usually tell people. So it's like you're trying to take that breath and expand all of your rib cage to think about pulling that domed diaphragm down. I don't really love the cue belly breathing, like stick your belly out, because for me that makes me activate other things in my abdomen that is not really comfortable or relaxing. So I more think about that expansion while your fingers are on your scalenes, trying to not let those scalenes activate. Okay, set a 3-minute timer, work on that. And then another thing that you can try while you're in this position is you can take your hands and you can put them behind your head and take your fingers, and you're going to kind of interlace, make a basket with them, and you're just going to gently, when I say lift, I mean if I was sitting straight, I'd be lifting vertically. Not if I'm laying on my back, I'd be lifting vertically. You just want to give a little bit of traction to your suboccipital area. And while you are like that, let your arms relax. And then take your eyes and look as far left or as far right as you can, and just lay there and breathe. It should trigger either a yawn or a deep breath, something that's just kind of and now I'm yawning talking about it, signaling your body has entered more of that parasympathetic rest and digest. So if you're having a stressful day, if you're having a neck pain day, and nothing really has changed other than maybe computer work or stress level or emotional response to something, this is just a way to try and utilize your breathing to stimulate vagus nerve by way of the diaphragm, to get your scalenes to relax a little bit, to help take some of that pressure off of the nerves that might be irritating the back in the shoulder blade area. And it's just a nice time just to chill out and just take a reset. So give that a try. If that doesn't make sense, my goal is to put up a video showing this exact kind of maneuver, and I'll update either in the show notes or in the blog. But give it a try. Let me know how you like it. Okay. Thank you for tuning in to the HiFLEX Health and Performance Podcast. I hope you enjoyed this episode and learned something new to help you move, heal, and thrive. If you'd like to dive deeper into any of these topics, feel free to reach out to me directly at chelsea@hiflexhealth.com. Visit our website at www.hiflexhealth.com or connect with us on social media. Keep learning, keep moving, and keep healing. And I look forward to having you back for the next episode.